Aloha and happy Friday. Today we're going to be learning about recursive formulas. So what is a recursive formula? Well, when a sequence is defined as recursive, it means that you're going to be finding out next terms based on operations you're doing to the previous terms, right? So what does that mean? Well, let's take a look at this sequence right here. We've got 4, 7, 10, 13. How are we getting from one number to the next number? If you said add 3, you're completely correct, right? From 4 to 7 we add 3, 7 plus 3 is 10, and 10 plus 3 is 13. Well, how do we write a recursive formula for this? It's actually not that bad. So when we write a recursive formula, we always want to give the first term. And the way we represent the first term is by saying a sub 1. And our first term in this sequence is 4. So a sub 1 is 4, meaning that our first term in the sequence is 4. Well, now what we want to do is figure out a formula that allows you to find any term in that sequence. So how do we write that? Well, I want to find any term. I'm going to say a sub n, because that's going to say, well, I don't know what term I'm looking for, but when I know, this is going to tell me how to find it. So the way we write that out is it's based on those previous terms, and that's why it's called recursive. So here we know that we're adding 3 to our previous terms. So if I'm looking for a sub n, right, what's the term before a sub n? The term before a sub n is actually a sub n minus 1, right? So if you're looking for the second term, you'd be referring to the first term. If you're looking for the third term, you'd be referring to the second term, and so forth. You're always referring to the term right before that one you're looking for. So we're looking for a sub n. We're going to find a sub n minus 1 because it's the term before it. So once we've got that, we know all we're doing is we're adding 3. Right? So if I was looking for the second term, this is easy because I know I'm looking for the second term. A sub n, well, a sub n minus 1 was 2 minus 1 plus 3. Well, what's 2 minus 1? That's really just a sub 1. And what's a sub 1? Well, it's 4. So what's 4 plus 3? 7, and that's how you got the second term. So let's say, okay, this was 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's try to find our fifth term. We're going to do a sub 5 equals a sub n minus 1, which in this case is 5 minus 1 plus 3. And 5 minus 1 is just 4, so we're looking at that fourth term to figure out what my fifth term is. Right? So we've got a sub 5 is equal to a sub 4, which in this case is 13, plus 3, which gives you 16, and your fifth term would be 16. And that's how we write out a recursive formula. So this right here is our recursive formula. And now you can find any term in the sequence because we have a formula for that. All right, let's try another one. So let's say we're given 8, 6, and 2. Right? Well, what's happening here? If you said, well, it's being reduced by 1/3, right? Or we're multiplying by 1/3 or dividing by 3, you're right? We're dividing by 3. But in sequences, we always say we multiply. So here we're going from 18 to 6, right? We divide 18 by 3, or we multiply 18 by 1/2 and we get 6. And the same thing from 6 to 2, we multiply by 1/3. So how are we going to write a recursive formula for that? Well, similarly, right, we want that a sub 1 is 18, right, because that's my first term. And then how are we getting to the next terms? Well, it's always based on those previous terms, so I want to write something that allows me to find any term in this sequence. And that's going to be a sub n. And now we're talking about, we're doing 1/3 times the previous term, right? Again, a sub n minus 1 is that previous term, so you're able to figure out any type of any term in that sequence, right? So if we're looking for, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, if we're looking for the fourth term, we're going to do a sub 4 is equal to 1/3 times a sub n minus 1. Well, what's n minus 1 when n is 4? It's 3. So we're looking at the third term times 2, and you get 2/3 as that fourth term. And again, that's just another example of how to write a recursive formula there, right? So that's it. We've got our first term. This is the first term. This is our nth term, right? Nth term, meaning any term in the sequence. And this is the term before n. And that's how you figure out recursive formulas. Thanks for tuning in. Please like and subscribe, and submit requests for any other videos that you might want me to do. All right, thank you.